Okay,
Thank you all very
Christina.
much for joining us tonight. I'm Pat Willer, recently elected chair of the Douglas County Dems. We're delighted you are here tonight at DemoFest to join in honoring our elected officials who are candidates and our new candidates who will be on the ballot in November. I would be remiss if we did not also recognize our officials who've completed their terms in December or who will complete terms in November, or in one case retired a little bit early. So let me make sure that I mention that the people that we want to thank for their service include Eileen Horn in the Kansas Legislature, Nancy Thelman, County Commission, Charles Branson, District Attorney, Paula Gilchrist, Douglas County Treasurer, Kay Pesnell, Register of Deeds, as well as for our own county party leadership, Kurt Hall, who has been chair of the Douglas County Democrats, Jim Beach, Treasurer, and David Berkowitz, Sergeant at Arms, and Galena Miller, Secretary, who have all stepping down this time with the reorganization. Not mentioned in there is sort of the heart and soul of the Douglas County Dems for several years, as well as a great party planner and caterer, Marilyn Hall. So
Yeah.
I'll lift my glass for the first time to say, well served all. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Well, as Pat says, I'm Boog. I couldn't find mugs, so I got this beer bottle here. I'm Boog Highberger. I represent the 46th district. It's basically the Lawrence east of Iowa Street, the north of 23rd. I'm looking forward to serving a fourth term, unless my libertarian opponent has a sudden surge in the polls right toward the end here. As you can see, well, I'd like to thank Karen Barrett and Mark Eppard for being among the most well-dressed people here, and for Karen for help picking up some yard signs today and putting them out for me. I think next, as Shannon said, criminal justice reform is going to be a big issue in the next legislative session. I think I'm really well positioned to work on that with my service on the House Judiciary, House Corrections, and on the Kansas Sentencing Commission. So I'm really excited about the possibility. We have, again, like Michelle said, we have to pass Medicaid expansion next year. You know, I was going to mention this earlier. As you can see, I'm overdue for a visit to the representative from the 45th district, but I'm going to blame that on COVID. My toast is to the newest member of the Douglas County Legislative Delegation, Christina Haswood, and I welcome her to the delegation. I look forward to working with her to change our state Columbus Day holiday to Indigenous Peoples Day. So here's to Christina.
Pat, thank you very much, and thanks to all of the Douglas County Democrats and all of the support that they've given me in the past. And hopefully that was going to continue to the future, and we're going to run away with things this November. You know, I don't have an opponent this year. It's something brand new for me. I don't really understand, you know, this whole concept, but I do appreciate the opportunity and the number of people that I've been able to see and talk to. And you know, some of the things that we've talked about over the last several months have been Medicaid expansion. It's got to be at the top of the list on anything that the legislature does this year. I mean, it's just, it has to be. We've placed so many people that have found themselves really in harm's way because of the pandemic. You know, I'm going to continue to do everything that I can to help support Governor Kelly. I'm going to do everything that I can to be able to help the unemployed get through a process that, you know, is still going on today. And we need to constantly make sure that we're able to take care of the folks that are going through a tough time. One of the biggest things that I've been doing this year is talking to people about electing Democrats to the House of Representatives and how important that is, and being able to get out and support, you know, the various candidates in the districts that they live, and making sure that we expand the Democrats in the House. I don't think folks understand we've got to be able to sustain vetoes rather than just constantly giving it to the Republican Party, because it's never going to work. So I'm very proud, you know, the number of people have stepped up and says, what do I need to do? And I think that that is so important. You know, I had the opportunity this afternoon, or the last 3 days, being able to work with Senator Francisco in serving on the interim committee dealing with Kansas emergency management, and that was a great privilege for me to be able to serve with her, because I don't think, Marci, we've ever had the time to serve on anything together, if I recall. But that was a great time. But it's just one of those things where trying to come up with a plan that is going to protect a number of the things that Governor Kelly continues to work on. But you know, I had a lot of time to drive home the last couple of days, and Pat gave me the directive that I had to come up with a toast. And you know, that's the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. But anyway, I raised my glass to the Douglas County Democrats and the wonderful work that they have done and continue to do, and enjoy, you know, our early successes that we've had in the offices that have already been decided, and also to be able to enjoy the successes that are yet to come. We are going to turn not only our state, we're going to turn our nation around. It is time. My salute to the Democrats.
Well, I'm delighted to be with you this evening, and I too am unopposed, but I have been campaigning from a distance and working a lot on getting out the vote, especially for our young people on campus and in the community as well. I think you all know I serve on appropriations, but I'm also on the CanCare Oversight Committee, and that's the one that's monitoring all of the Medicaid. That's over $3 billion that we have on it, and making sure that it is being spent the way it is, which was very controversial when we passed the private vendors for Medicaid expansion. Also, Governor appointed a new committee, the Mental Health Modernization, and I'm serving on that. And that is proving to be very, very interesting. And we're hoping we'll get recommendations that will strengthen trying to expand Medicaid expansion. On campus right now, we're doing KU civic engagement and leadership, and again, trying to make sure that our students are really working hard. In 2018, we were part of the Big 12 conference, and we were competing with them, and KU finished #1 in terms of the number of percent participation of 18 to 29-year-olds. And so we're up against Texas, right? And you say 45,000, but that's not what we're looking at numbers. We started where you were, and where did you end in terms of students participating? And we are again on the Big 12 challenge, and we're trying to protect what we did in 2018 right now. And just to announce it, on Thursday, we're having all student participation with their judges for our first ever essay contest. Is the vote a right or a responsibility? And it's the first time the Dole Institute has ever offered an essay contest. And that will be 7 o'clock, October the 1st. And part of it is I want the students to tell you why they had their winning essay. And the judges will ask them questions about that as well. So feel free to join in to our YouTube channel, doleinstitute.org. So that's the other thing that we've been really working on. As far as, I'll tell people, the legislature still does well. And my toast will be centered around the 100-year anniversary of women getting the right to vote. But first, I just want to give a little quote for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and that I had the opportunity to meet her 5 days after she was sworn into office. I took a group of women from the Emmett Taylor Women's Resource Center to Washington, D.C., a conference at Catholic University. And we met her because they arranged for us to meet the second woman justice. So I have a special fondness, as I know all of you do, about her. But I chose a quote tonight because I think it's very fitting for what we're going through. And Pat had said, keep it, upbeat. So if you want to be a true professional, you will do something outside yourself, something that makes life a little better for people less fortunate than you. And my toast tonight will be to all of those women that were fighting for over 72 years to get the women a right to vote. And even though Black women were not included in that vote, they joined the fight because they realized how important it was for us. So to all those women that gave women the right to vote and be equal, I toast.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate everyone being. So certainly I want to start with a shout out to the other elected officials in Douglas County, and particularly the team at the State House. Our Douglas County delegation really has worked well together. Everyone has their individual strengths, but more importantly, they're all willing to listen, work with us, give ideas, and help out when we're trying to get something done at the State House. So I appreciate that. More importantly, though, I want to recognize our constituents. You're the people that not only vote, but also work really hard on the campaigns and keep in touch with us about the issues that you care about. And that's what makes democracy work. So Representative Amyx just noted that he and I finished up our 6th day at the interim committee on emergency management. You know, one of the real concerns that some of the Republican legislators had is, what are we going to do about business? How can we help business? And I just was sitting there thinking, oh, you know, business is what we didn't get done this year in the legislature. So some of that, I think some people think, oh, we didn't get things done because we had the pandemic. And so we had to stop and leave the Capitol. But in fact, we didn't get business done because the Republican leadership was more focused on getting the constitutional amendment on reproductive rights on the ballot than they were on helping Kansans work through the issues that are important to us. So certainly Medicaid expansion should have been dealt with. The majority of legislators were supporting that. And even more concerning was no other issues about healthcare got to be discussed because they were so afraid of letting Medicaid expansion get on the floor, knowing that it would pass. So sentencing guidelines, lots of other things. So I am pleased to have served for all the years I've been in the Kansas Senate on the agriculture and natural resources committees and utilities committees. So I'm really interested in what we can do about the environment. We need to focus on that. We had some good hearings. So I want to make sure that we take care of some of those issues. I'm excited. Some of the new candidates for the Kansas Senate, I know because I've been working with them on Climate Action KC. So my toast is to clear thinking constituents, clear running streams, and clear blue skies over the Kansas State House. Cheers.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christina Haswood. I'm the candidate for the Kansas House Representatives in District 10. I'm so excited to be here. I just wanted to start off by highlighting, two very important people on the Zoom call that literally, when I got asked to run for this position, they were one of the first people I turned to. So Jenna Groth and Louis Orth Lopes. I don't know if you guys remember back in about 5 months ago, I messaged you guys and said, is this a good idea? And, luckily they said, yes, this is a good idea for you. And there's a lot of great people on this call that have supported me along the way. And I'm so excited and honored just to be in this position. Born and raised here in Lawrence, Kansas, raised in District 10 my entire life, proud product of the K through 12 school systems. Recently just graduated my master's in public health. So currently we're in a pandemic, and I am so ready to step up for my community and use this degree and expertise. My entire livelihood of being a marginalized person of color, young woman, I'm so ready to learn up in the State House. I have a lot of great mentors like Representative Boog Highberger. I'm so excited to, just be around everyone and hopefully get some things done in there. So I want to toast to, the future and having this hope and inspiration that even though we're in a very dark time, our communities came together here in Douglas County. We helped give free school lunches to the kids, and then we also helped, reopen put schools online in a very public health cautious manner and putting health first. So cheers to that.